Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTubers. How is everybody doing? This is Starzuka, and yeah, hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's making the best out of life. Yeah, let's get right down to it. Hogwarts Legacy, a decent but slightly, well, no, I'm gonna say a decent but disappointing game. And so yeah, I mean, where to begin? It was I really this was like the only game that I was excited to play. Like um I feel like there's just like a lack of games. There's not a lot of games to get excited about nowadays. And a lot of games are just coming out that I really just don't care about. This was the only game coming out, the only recent game coming out that I was excited for. So, I really don't care about Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't care about that. Horizon Zero Dawn, if that's what it's called. I don't really care about that. I do not really care about the new Assassin's Creed games coming out. I really don't care. I don't really care about like the 100 plus first person shooter games coming out like every year. I really don't care about any of these games. And Hogwarts is like the only Hogwarts Legacy is the only game that I was excited for. And now everybody brace yourselves, this might be a long video, so I hope everybody can handle that. I'll try to keep it like 20 to 30 minutes. But yeah, I grew up on Harry Potter when I was a kid. I was kind of like forced to read Harry Potter when I was a kid, cause like we had like a grading system. We had a grading system in high school or middle school where like you had like the more like grown up the book was, the more points you got for reading the book. And Harry Potter was like one of the few books that I could read back in middle school that was considered like a young adult book, and I got a lot of points for reading the book. So I wanted to read other books, particularly Goosebumps books, but I did not get any points for reading those books because they were considered children books. So Harry Potter was the only book I could read and get lots of points for back in middle school. So I had to read Harry Potter so I could pass my class. But I mean, I'm glad my class forced me to read Harry Potter, because Harry Potter is like one of the greatest. Harry Potter is one of the greatest books ever. Harry Potter is like one of the greatest ever. Harry Potter is right up there with Dragon Ball, Superman, Batman, maybe Spider-Man. Sure, Spider-Man. I'm not as big of a fan as Spider-Man, but I don't know. Some other people would say Spider-Man. It's right up there with all of the greatest fictional storytelling out there. So yeah, I read all the books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My favorite book was Order of the Phoenix. I've watched all of the movies. My favorite movie was Order of the Phoenix. Ooh, I'm gonna have to do a whole ranking off of that. I'm gonna have to make a whole nother video, the greatest Harry Potter movies of all time ranked. I'll have to do that one of these days. But yeah, I was really excited for Hogwarts Legacy. I was like, oh man, wait, I actually get to explore the Hogwarts castle? Wait, what? The Hogwarts? The Hogwarts. This is like what, like in the books. You always like read in the books, like all the crazy adventures Harry and Ron and Hermione would go on together in that crazy castle, all the crazy adventures they would go on, all the magical secrets they would discover in Hogwarts Castle, and I actually get to be in that castle. Like, oh man, dude. And like I actually get to live in the Harry Potter world. Like, oh my god, this is gonna be awesome. It's like, there was so much potential in this game, and all the great and amazing accomplishments, or the great and amazing secrets and wonders to be discovered. I was really excited. But so let's go ahead and get right to it. So I finally got to play the game, and in all honesty, the game was decent. The game was decent, but disappointing. I'm on like the 30th, like the 31st quest in the game. I just completed like Fire and Vice, so I'm getting closer to the end, but I'm having a really hard time finishing the game. I'll go into more into that in detail later, but so let me tell right now, like, if I'm winging this, but I'm gonna say right now, the game's peak was the beginning. The game's peak was the beginning. The game is so good in the beginning. If they could have just kept that momentum going, this would have been a good game. Possibly very good. The beginning is so good. Like, to anybody. Like, just play like the first. Like, I would say the first like 25 hours of the game. Just play like the first 25. Just do like the first like 20 quests in the game. Just do the first 20 quests in the game, and like, you're good. Like, that's all. Like, just play the game while it's still good. Like, the first like 20, maybe 15 to the first 15 to 20 quests are Hogwarts Legacy's peak, and it's so good. Like, when they drop you basically they just drop you in the castle and just like have fun, and it was so good. Like, you get to you just get to walk around the Hogwarts castle and discover the secrets. Like, there's like so many like magical secrets like hidden, and like you're just like exploring all of the like the secret rooms, and you're trying to like solve the puzzles to go into like to each of the rooms at the Hogwarts castle. And then you're discovering you're discovering Hogwarts castle for the first time, and you're discovering like all of the rooms and all of the areas and the courtyard, the hallways, the atriums, the rooms, the classrooms. You're just discovering everything for the first time. You're like, oh my god, this place is beautiful. And when you like are going through the Hogwarts castle and like discovering the rooms and areas, the classrooms for the first time, you're like, oh my god. Like, you really feel like you're like a student. You really feel like you're just like a student at Hogwarts Castle, just taking everything in for the first time. And like, it was off to a great start, because in the beginning, the first quests are just you like going to class, like going to your classes and like doing like meeting the teachers and like doing the classwork and doing the homework. Whoever thought doing homework would be a good time? But like, when you go to the classes for the first time and you get assigned your homework assignments, it's like so awesome. It was such a good time. And then like you learn the new spells and everything. It really was good. It was so good. And like, if they had kept that momentum going, it would have been so good. I also like you got to see the Great Hall. You got to see the Great Hall, and you got to see like all the delicious food and everybody eating, and like you would see like the famous like the Hogwarts houses, the what do you call them? The hourglasses. You know, like, oh, 10 points for Gryffindor, 10 points for Hufflepuff. You got to see those hourglasses, and those just like, and you got to see the common room where the classmates would go to sleep and study and go about their day. You got to go to the actual classrooms. You see all the classrooms. Like, oh my God. Like, these are the actual classrooms, like, from the movies and from the books. Like, oh my God, I'm in the actual Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. I'm actually in a potions classroom. Oh my God, this is awesome. Oh my gosh. And I get to wear, like, the actual, like, robes of, well, I was in Hufflepuff. I'm wearing the actual robes of Hufflepuff. Oh my God, this is awesome. I'm in Hufflepuff. This is great. I'm actually part of Hogwarts, and I'm a part of Hufflepuff. This is great. And then you get to see, like, the students walking around, going about their day, and sitting around and talking about school, talking about their class, talking about, like, spells or new spells that they're learning. Or you get to see Peeves. Is that the troublemaker ghost? You know, you would see him going on and about at the Hogwarts castle, you know, just causing trouble, and you get to see what's going on between the ghosts and the trouble that he would cause with the other people at the Hogwarts school. It was great. And I don't know, and like, people like will say like Hogwarts Legacy was lifeless. That there was no life. It like Hogwarts Legacy felt empty. To me, Hogwarts Legacy felt full of life in the beginning at the castle. At the castle in the beginning, that it felt full of life. All the school, the classmates living, going about their lives, doing their schoolwork, you know, and seeing the professors walk around and, you know, like walking around and doing their grading or paperwork or whichever it is they're doing, and like discovering all the secret rooms. It's so good, dude. The beginning I was like blown away in the beginning. And if they had just made the beginning, if the beginning was the game, I would have been totally satisfied with this game. If the first like 20 hours was the game, first like 15 hours, if the first like 15 hours was the game and then it finished, I would be like, this was a good game. This was a good game. It was a good game. Like, I would have gave the game like a 7 out of a 10. Like, this would have been like a solid game. A good solid game. All right. So, now I talked about the good. Let's get into the bad. So the bad about this game is pretty much everything else that happens after Hogwarts. When you leave Hogwarts and you have to go to these other areas, that's when the game just starts to go downhill. Hogsmeade was fine. When we got to go to Hogsmeade, that was pretty awesome. You got to see the 3 broomsticks, and you got to see Honeydukes. All right, you got to walk around and actually see the actual stores. You could go to Honeydukes and you could eat like the tasty like cakes and cookies or cupcakes at the Honeydukes. That was awesome. I liked Hogsmeade, but everything after Hogsmeade is just, it goes. Even with the hamlets are okay. I liked going to the little hamlet villages and exploring like the houses and seeing how these villagers live in these tiny little villages. I liked that. You know, going into the Forbidden Forest was scary at first, and I like going into Forbidden Forest, but it just like fighting the spiders, the scary spiders, the scary trolls. When you do that for the first time, it's a great time. But the game really starts to drag, like after like when you start getting into like the later quests, Like when you start going like 20, 30, when you start going like 30, 40, 50 hours into the game, the game just really starts to drag. Um, like just like the quests. The quests, I'm sorry to say, are not fun. The quest at Hogwarts was fun. I had a fun time. I had a great time going to the classes and doing the class quests. That was fun. That was a good time. But golly, I really did not care about the Chosen One story. They try to force like you're the Chosen One. They try to force this Chosen One, like cliche story like down your throat. You're just like, dude, I really just I don't care about this you should care about the Chosen One story, but you just don't really care about it. You're like, dude, I just want to be a student at Hogwarts and just live life as like a Hogwarts student. That's all you really wanted to do. You're doing all these Chosen One quests and stuff. Then like you're like, dude, I don't care about this. I just want to go back to Hogwarts, man, and I just want to go back to class. Like, I don't know, like who would say that in real life? Oh, I want to go back to school, man. I miss school. I want to go back to class. I want to go back to math class. Who would say that? But when I was playing the Hogwarts Legacy, this game, I was doing all these Chosen One quests and everything, or fighting the evil bad goblins, fighting the evil bad goblins, and going to their camps and fighting evil bad goblins. But the whole time I'm like, dude, I don't care. I just want to go back to Hogwarts. And they keep making you leave Hogwarts and going to these goblin camps and fighting goblins, or going to like these ancient ruin temples and fighting ancient ruin monsters. And like the whole time I'm just like, I want to go back to Hogwarts. I do not want to be here. This is not a good time. I don't like this. Now, why don't I like it? Why, like the later quests, so like I'm really struggling to finish this game. I'm like I said, I'm on like the 30th quest, the 31st quests. There's 40 quests in total. I'm on the 30th one. And I'm just crawling to the finish line. I'm just barely crawling to the finish line. I'm just struggling to reach that finish line. I'm like, oh my God, this is so boring. I'm having such a hard time finishing this game. It's so boring. Just one more quest. Just one more. You're almost there. You got to finish the game. Almost there. I'm just struggling to get myself to finish this game. It's like I'm really tempted to just put the game down and be like, you know what? I'm done with this game. I'm done. Like, I'm satisfied. I got enough Harry Potter. I'm good. I don't need to play this game anymore. I pretty much experienced the best of what this game had to offer. I'm done. I'm just going to turn it off. It's like the quests are just not, the later quests are just like not fun. I don't know why. Why is it not fun? I don't know. Like, you go to these ancient temples and you fight like these ancient monsters. Like, it's just not, I don't like solving the puzzles. The puzzles are not fun to solve. I don't enjoy, you grab a block and then you move that block to another area, and it's just like, and then you jump on the blocks and to go, you have to move the block so you can go to a different area of the temple. But it's like, the temples are like, they're not beautiful like Hogwarts Castle. Hogwarts Castle is beautiful, and these temples are just not, they're not that beautiful. They should be beautiful, but to me they just were kind of like dull and very gray. Dull and very gray, and not a lot of like vibrant colors or decorations or beauty. I don't know. Hogwarts Castle is beautiful. It's just very intricate and very beautiful and very artistic. And you go to these temples, it's just a lot of gray blocks. You're looking at a lot of gray blocks. And then you go to you fight the goblins. Oh, I don't care. I really don't care about. To me, the main villain of the story is not intimidating. He's like a little midget goblin, and he's supposed to be like the bad guy that we're worried about. I'm like, dude, this guy's like 2 feet tall, man. Why am I gonna be scared of this little midget goblin? Like, he's not intimidating. Like, I'm supposed to be scared of him, and he's like supposed to be the big bad boss. And they're like trying to build him up and make him scary. I'm like, dude, he's not scary. And there's like some other human guy working with the goblin. He's not that scary either. And I'm like, you're supposed to be building these two up, but they don't really feel like a threat. They just like, you look at them and they're just like some petty criminals, and they're not intimidating. So it's like, ugh, God, Voldemort is scary. Voldemort is intimidating. He's like the big bad wizard that's going to kill everybody. These guys were just a couple of crooks. I don't know. And then you go to the goblin, you fight the goblins, and you're going to these camps. I don't know. The camps are just like, they're ugly. The camps are ugly, and they're ugly, and I don't know. They're ugly. They're ugly. They're ugly camps. They're ugly. It's just like ugly camps. Just more gray blocks. You're going to these camps that are like made out of gray blocks, or just shabby looking tents, and like, I don't know. It's just like you go to the same camp over and over again. You go to the same camp over and over again, fighting the same goblins over and over again. And maybe it's because it's repetitive. You're going to the same camp over and over again, fighting the same goblins over and over again. The same lifeless, dull camps over and over again, fighting goblins over and over again. You're going to the same lifeless, dull temples over and over again, fighting the same like ancient, whatever they are, ancient like rock soldiers or something, ancient stone soldiers over and over again. Oh my God, it's so repetitive. You're doing the same thing over and over again. But like, I don't know. But maybe I would have been fine with that if it was fun. I would have been okay doing the same thing over and over again if it was fun. But it's not fun. It's not fun. I don't know why. I'm trying to find out why it was not fun, but it was not fun. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Like, I think that was the con. It was like the quest. I don't know. The quests are not. The quests are not fun. The game is at its best when you're exploring and discovering secrets. All right. The combat. Maybe it's because of the combat. The combat is. It's okay. The combat is okay. You know, you get to cast your wand and throw out these magical spells. You get to cast your wand and throw out your magical spells, you know, and like fight them with your wand. The combat was okay, but man, it's not enough to go off. I think that was the point. It was like, these quests that you have to do have to rely on you doing something that's not that fun. Like, honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would have to give the combat like a 5.5. Like a 5.5, because you like, it was pretty fun at first. But it was like, it's kind of like something you do. Like you throw like you do the combat for maybe like an hour or two. You're like, oh, okay, all right, that was all right. And then you're just like, okay, I'm done now. I don't really want to do this anymore. It's not that fun. I don't really want to do this anymore. And it was like, but the game continues to force you to do like the wand combat, and it's just like, when the wand combat is not that fun. Maybe if the wand combat was more fun, then maybe the quest would have been better. Because a lot of the, just like, that's the thing. The spells are not that fun. The only spell that I liked was the disillusionment spell, where you get to like hide yourself and be all stealthy, and you can sneak around and knock people out. from behind. That was like the spell that I actually liked to use. But now that I think about it, I don't really care about any of the spells that the game tries to teach you. It was like, I don't know. It was like maybe that's why the quests were not that fun, because the quest is like you go and like you go to the temple and you have to use your spell to pull blocks, to grab blocks with your wand. That's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun going into the temple and grabbing a block with a wand and then moving the block somewhere else. It's not fun. And then you have to fight the stone soldiers. The stone soldiers, fighting the stone soldiers, it's not that fun. It's not that fun. Like the combat is not that fun. I'm not really having fun fighting the stone soldiers in the temples or fighting any kind of monsters regardless whatsoever, because the combat is not that fun. It's like a 5.5 out of a 10 for me, the combat. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's like slightly above average, but not enough to be good. And then you got to go and fight the soldiers. It's like, I'm not having fun. You're waving your wand around and killing the stone soldiers. Like, this is not fun. This is not fun. And it's like you do the same move. You're doing the same move over and over again. Swish and flick. Swish and flick. And you're swishing and flicking. But like you can use like Wingardium Leviosa. You can use Wingardium Leviosa to lift up the enemies into the air, and then you can swish and flick at them while they're floating in the air. But it's like, it's not that fun. I'm like, it's not. You would think it would be fun, but it's not fun. Like, Wingardium Leviosa, I lift up a soldier in the air. This is not that fun. Like, I don't know. It's like using your wand is not that fun. And it's like, dang, I really wanted the wand combat to be fun, but it's not that fun. I mean, you would think it would be fun, but I don't know. Like, you have the ability to parry and to dodge attacks and counter attacks with your wand. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It should be fun, but it's not. Batman Arkham City combat was fun. That was a damn good time. Seeing Batman kick everybody's butts by punching and kicking them in the face, that was a good time. But the combat in here is not that fun. Maybe because I want to see people get punched in the face or something. Maybe action, kicks and punches, explosions. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they could have did to make the combat more fun. I don't know. Maybe I just prefer more fist-to-fist action, punching and kicking, than wand dueling. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they could have did to make. But bottom line, I did not have fun with the combat. And then I don't know. And then you just go through the temples and you fight more. You solve more puzzles. Move this block over here. Move that block over there. Blah blah blah. This is not fun. Oh my god, is this over yet? Is this over yet? And then, you finally finish it. You're like, oh my god, finally. And then you have to fight like more stone soldiers at the last stage. And you're like, oh my god, please, I don't want to do this. So, oh my god, I don't know. So I think that's the good and the bad. The game shines the most when you're exploring Hogwarts and discovering all of the secret rooms. That is where the game shined the most. If the game just focused on you exploring Hogwarts Castle and discovering all of its little secrets and all of its little secret rooms and the secret treasures, if that was the focus of the game, oh my god, this game would be so good. And maybe the combat, okay, the combat, sure. The combat is fine. The first 1 or 2 hours, the first 3 hours that you do combat. But after that, just no more combat, man. It's no more combat. Like, no more. Like, first 2-3 hours, sure. And then after that, just I don't know. And after that, just no more, man. No more. It's done. What could they have done to make this game better? I don't know. Like, even if they had just focused on the Hogwarts Castle exploring, and this game would have been a 7.5, maybe a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10 for me. Going to the classes, I just like going to the classes and seeing the teachers interact with the students, interact with you. That was where the game was so magical. And then the teachers teaching you the spells is fun. The teachers teaching you the spells are fun, but actually using the spells are not fun. I don't know. So yeah. I mean, I don't know what could they have done. I've heard some really interesting concepts from other people on how they could have made this game even better. Well, how could they have made this game even better? And I've heard some interesting things. And they should have added like a night and day system, and then like 3 o'clock you go to class, or 4 o'clock you go to class, 5 o'clock you go to this class. That would have been interesting. That might have worked. I don't know. I don't know if I would have liked the pressure of you have to be here at this time, and if you don't go, you get punished. I'm not really sure if I would like that mechanic. I kind of like the freedom of going to the classes whenever you feel like going to the classes. I liked that. But I think there could have been some really awesome things they could have added in this game to make this game like amazing, But like I don't know, what if like there's like a grading system or something in the Hogwarts school. Like, there's like a grading system. Like, you go to class, and like if you do really good in the class, you get like an A+ or something. If you do bad in the class, you get like an F, and like you fail the class. Or like, what if they did that? That would be pretty interesting. Or like, what if like you became more famous at Hogwarts? What if there's like some kind of like a renown system, like Fable, where like the more monsters you slay, the more famous you become. And then like you like slay a troll, or you defeat like a dark wizard, and then like everybody at the school will talk about your accomplishment, like, oh my god, you defeated like a dark wizard, oh my god. And then people are going to be like, they talk about you like, oh my god, that's the one that beat the dark wizard, oh my god. And like you hear them talking about you, or like, and then you become like kind of like an icon. Like the other students will cheer for you. Like you'll walk around the Hogwarts school, other students will cheer for you and like celebrate your name. Like, the more famous you become. What if you had the ability to become like a dark wizard? What if you had the ability to become like Voldemort? And maybe like, I don't know, like it will get really crazy. Like, you become like a dark wizard, you learn the dark arts, and then you can use like the unforgivable curses on other students or something, and then that can make you become like more evil, kind of like Fable. And then like you become more evil, and you look like your skin starts to become pale. You start to become like, it starts to like, using the unforgivable curses starts to destroy your soul, kind of like how it destroyed Voldemort's. And your character starts to look more sick and more pale, and then like more like, I don't know, red eyes or something, more red eyes, or like what, like dead eyes, like zombie like eyes. I don't know if you could do that. If there's a way you could do that, make your character look more like dead, from dead inside, from using all the bad magic. Like, I don't know. Or like you become like a good wizard, and like your skin is glowing, and you become radiant, and like you look like an angel. This is borrowing a lot from Fable, but Fable just revolutionized gaming. I wish we took more after Fable, but unfortunately we did not take after Fable. We just kind of went on this downhill path with video games, and video games have gotten worse since Fable. But I don't know. What if you could build relationships with the other students? What if you could hang out with other students? There's like a relationship system where you could get closer to other students, and you could hang out with them at Three Broomsticks, or you could hang out with them at the Great Hall and eat all of that delicious looking food together. What if they added Quidditch? And you became like a famous Quidditch player, and then people would like cheer for you whenever you'd walk down the hallways, like, yeah, you won that Quidditch game. Oh my God, you won us the championship. You're so awesome. There was like so many like things they could have added. What if they had the Gryffindor house point system? Like, what if you did good things and like the professors will reward you and give you more points, and you could actually see the hourglass in the Great Hall? You could see your house getting more points, and you could see the hourglass filling up with more jewels. Like, there's like so many things that they could have added to make the game more interactive. What if you go like on a rampage in Hogwarts and you start attacking students with your wand, and then the students get knocked out when you use your magic on them, and then the professors have to come in and stop you and fight you because you're like, you're being bad and you're hurting other students casting magic. I mean, like, I don't know. It was like there's like so many things that you could have did in the game that was not done. And then maybe like you go to Azkaban, you do a lot of bad things, and then you get knocked out, and then you go to Azkaban for like, I don't know, for like an hour, and then you go back to Hogwarts after you did your time. Like, I don't know. They could have did so many more things to make the game more interactive. What somebody else pointed out, oh, what if you had your own like select group of friends that would hang out with you? I mean, that would be interesting. And then like your friends would like invite you, like, hey, we're eating at the Great Hall. Let's eat at the Great Hall. And you could meet up with them, eat at the Great Hall with them. And then like your relationship builds up with them. If you like build up your relationship with them, they give you like rare items or rare gifts, or they'll help you out in battle. They'll help go to battle with you and help you out in battle. Maybe that would have made the combat more fun if you had teammates that could help you out in battle. And like, because they're your teammate, because the relationship is strong, now they're going out into battle with you and helping you out. I don't know. There's like so many like things that you could have done in the game to make it even better. But oh, hey, we're going to Broomsticks. Come meet us at Broomsticks and let's hang out at 3 Broomsticks. And you could just watch them drink butterbeer. Or something. Like, and I don't know, talk about like Wizarding World politics. Like, what Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione would do. They would hang out at 3 Broomsticks and talk about wizard politics, or hang out at the Great Hall, and talk about wizarding politics. You could have, I don't know. There's like so many things they could have done. It's so. I think I've said everything that I've needed to say. Like, but they did not even have to do all that. If they had just made the focus of the game, like, just like exploring Hogwarts Castle, if they had made that the focus of the game, exploring, one of the other YouTube videos like made a good point about this. They should have made Hogwarts Castle the focus of the game. If they had just focused on Hogwarts, and focused on fully fleshing out the Hogwarts experience, instead of focusing on all this other stuff. If they had just focused specifically on Hogwarts, completely fleshing out Hogwarts, and like completely flesh out Hogwarts and add in systems to the Hogwarts Castle to make Hogwarts Castle more interactive. If they could have just done that, this game would have been awesome. And then like another person made a good point. Like the NPCs, you could not really interact with the NPCs. Like, what if you made like a fully interactive like Hogwarts Castle? Don't even worry about all the other stuff, the Forbidden Forest, or the going out into the forest and exploring all the Hobbit camps or the ancient ruined temples. What if they just cut all that out and made Hogwarts Castle the focus, and just fully fleshed out Hogwarts and like just focused on all their energy on Hogwarts Castle? This game would have been like really amazing. Would it not? Like, this game would be more amazing, would it? Like, if they had just focused solely on completely fleshing out Hogwarts. What if, like in the books, like Ron's brothers, they would cause trouble, and they would like do pranks. They would do pranks in the school, and like they would like throw their pranks in the classroom, and then like the teachers would get mad, like, what are you doing? You're causing trouble. And then like Ron's brothers would just like, cause trouble because it was fun to do. What if you could do that? What if you could go to Zonko's and Hogsmeade and then buy like pranks, and then you could launch those pranks in the castle, and just see how the other students react to the pranks. What if you could like become a prankster, and then people will like, oh, that's the prankster, that's the clown that's always causing trouble in class, and then people like look at you, oh, that's the class clown, oh, that's him, ha ha ha, they look at you and point at you and laugh because like you're like the class clown, and you're just like throwing pranks in the classroom and like like just messing up class. And what if you could do that? What if you're sitting in class and the teacher's talking, and then you just throw like a prank in the classroom, and then like it explodes, and there's like, and then like I forgot what the pranks were at Zonko's. Wasn't there one like a prank like a dung bomb or something? You could throw like a dung bomb and it explodes and it's like really stinky or something. Like, what if you could throw one of those and then you could just see like the other students react to it, like, oh, gross, that was stinky, and then everybody runs out the classroom, and then like the teacher's like, you messed up class again. 10 points from Gryffindor, 10 points from Hufflepuff or Slytherin. Like, what if you could do stuff like that? And then like your renown goes up, and now you're like known as like a class clown. Like, what if you could do something like that? Like, I don't know, or like just like, I don't know, like what if you just like, what if you could just walk around in the school and just, I don't know, you could just do things. You could do things, and like the students would react to your actions, and then like they would come to know you as that classmate, that's the classmate that does this, that's the classmate that does that. What if you get into a lot of fights into students at school? You're just picking random fights with other people, and then like now everybody sees you as like that troublemaker, like person that wants to fight with everybody, or I don't know, or like what if you're that super nice like wizard that helps everybody out, and you help them out with their chores or something? I don't know what kind of chores. Oh, can you help me with my books, carry my books or something? Or I don't know, I really wanted this chocolate from Hogsmeade, but I don't have the money. Can you give me this chocolate? And then like, and you get them chocolates or something. Now people will see you as like a good wizard, like, oh man, he's such a good person, he's such a good wizard, oh man. And then they walk up to you and give you a high five, like, hey, you're awesome, man, thanks for helping me out with my homework or something, or thanks for helping me out with schoolwork. Wow, you did really good at Quidditch today, like high five. What if you could just interact with the students like that and high five a student? Like, this is just like so many things they could have done in the game, and they didn't do it. I don't know. Oh man. Or you could have been known as the nerd, and like the teacher asks like, oh, what is the answer to this question? And then like you answer the question immediately. Oh, the answer is this. And now everybody sees you as like a Hermione Granger, like, oh, there's that nerd that knows the answer to all the questions, always answering all the teacher's questions. What a teacher's pet, what a nerd. What if you could do that too? God, so many things they could have done in this game, and they didn't do it. Now, I don't think it would have been impossible to do. I don't think it would have been impossible. I think this could have been done. They could have implemented some kind of a renown system as to where if you do something, it builds up to your troublemaker renown, builds up to your class clown renown, builds up into your hero renown, builds up to your good wizard renown, builds up to your bad wizard renown. I'm sure they could have implemented some kind of a system instead of wasting all that time building just a bland, lifeless outer world to explore. They could have put all that energy into building a system for Hogwarts. I'm pretty sure they could have done something. So many things they could have done. But I think that's everything I need to say. Thank you everybody for watching. This video was a little bit longer than expected, but hope everybody enjoyed the video to some extent, or they got something out of the video. But I don't know. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a good one. Yeah, bye.